Yeah. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah. Do it for Christ. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. I'm moving on my own skin. Crocodile, yeah, I'm washed in the blood. Made new, can't tell who I was. No, he saved me by grace. He did it just because. Yeah, my flesh was on E. Had to fill it with the spirit. God, I believe secretly in prayer.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, everybody.
Y'all know it's Wealthy Marriage Wednesday. No game being played.
How y'all doing?
Congratulations to you. Thank you for being on today.
Oh, yes.
It's such a pleasure to be able to do Wealthy Marriage Wednesday with my sweet but wonderful, I call it butter cakes. I probably shouldn't say that online.
Let me say that.
Butter cakes. You got a special name for your lady or for your man, whatever it is. Just shout them out. Shout them out in the chat. Hit them up. Copy them on this one. You know, we get to talk about types of rental properties. You know, we've been doing the rental property for a minute. And so we bought our first house, and that was our first rental house. And so we bought that in Nashville, Tennessee in 2009. And so we didn't know that we were buying right before everything was about to fall out of the economy. We didn't know anything about the stinking economy. All we knew is we was renting a house, and we had some kids, and we was like, we're gonna buy a house. And we knew we didn't have any money. But then we started talking to some people. I don't know how we got house in our spirit. I think back in the day I was building a house and it didn't work out.
Yes,
so I got house back in my spirit. It was one of them funny loans. So I thank God that I didn't get one of them funny 2006 loans that they were giving out that crashed the economy. So it's 2009. I'm working, Joyce not, and so she's a full-time home manager, and I'm working the job. I think I'm making $40,000 a year, and I was hitting it hard because I'm in the restaurant business, and so like I'm doing restaurant management, going hard. And we was like, we're gonna buy a house.
Oh yeah.
So we go to buy a house. They was like, okay, well, we can hook you up with these first-time home buyer incentives and all sort of stuff. And so we did that, and we ended up getting a house, and they paid us a check at closing, which was like really cool. So shout out to the first-time home buyer incentives in every city and locale. It really helped us. I mean, that gave us a hand up, and so we took it full advantage of that. We fixed up the house a little bit while we were living in there. Ended up leaving, going to Texas, and we rented that house out. Man. So that was our first rental property.
And it was an experience.
It was an experience because that was the first time where we were like, oh man, you know, we renting this thing out for $1,200 a month. And the mortgage is $1,100. Well, shoot, we really in there.
We was up
on the game. And so we thought we was doing it. And because we couldn't sell the house for what we had paid for it.
That's true.
And so we was like, we're gonna rent it for a while. And we ended up renting that house. It was our first rental house.
It was.
And that was our first time that we had a tenant stop paying.
Oh yeah.
It was the first time that we had a property manager. It was the first time we had real issues. Like we had an insurance claim on our roof and had to replace the HVAC system. Which we had a home warranty on, thank God. And so like, there were so many different little things that we learned just from that first rental experience. Ended up selling that, and so that was our first rental experience. So that was in 2013. We were renting that house out, and but the first time that we intentionally bought a property, like, hey, we're gonna do this and actually make some money this time, was in 2018. So 2018, we said we're gonna be big time real estate investors. Through the help of all our people at Master Builder Academy, who kicked us in the tail and said, hey, you got to do this. So now we say we're gonna be big time real estate investors. So we buy our first property, and it's a buy and hold piece of real estate down the street from where we live now, actually.
Absolutely. It is.
And so we bought this house. And we were so excited about this little house right there. We bought it.
Goodness.
We went to a bank, and we were so excited that we got approved for a loan. And we were like, wow, you think we're special enough to give us a loan on a second house? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
we got 2 houses?
We own our house, and you're going to let us buy this other house?
Right.
You just put 20% down. And so we said we could 20% down. We was like, well, the only issue we were having was we didn't have 20% down.
We did not.
So we borrowed the 20% down from our 401k and borrowed it. We had some money in the 401k and we borrowed the money for the down payment and to fix it up a little bit. And sure enough, we had our first rental property.
Right.
Then we took and refinanced that property.
Yep.
Because it was worth more.
Yes.
And then we took those funds and bought some more real estate. And so that's how we got started, was borrowing money and figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
And so it was very interesting, our journey into real estate. But then as we were in it, we learned that there were multiple different types of real estate and multiple types of rental properties and a lot of different stuff you can do.
Right.
And so we wanted to share some of the stuff that we learned as we were going, because, we just said, hey, we're going to do rental properties.
Right.
Because we didn't know a lot of other things you could do.
Right. so we went with what we knew.
We went with what we knew.
There you go.
And then we still do it.
That's right.
Yeah. As we learn something new, we do it. And we just kind of go piece by piece and we just start figuring stuff out. And so we're going to show you a couple of different things that we've learned and we've used to help us out. And so there's the small family buy and hold. There's a multifamily. There's your fix and flip. This is a good one.
Oh,
and so fix and flip. That's where you like buy a house and then you fix it up and then you sell it for more.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you something about the buy a house, fix it up, and sell it for more. We've done this
a couple times.
Yeah, several times. Matter of fact, we did it a lot of times.
Yeah, well,
but I'm telling you, it's a good strategy, but there's only some things that you got to know.
Yeah.
The first is you're not going to make all the money you think you're going to make.
No,
it's not going to happen, because you're thinking like we were thinking.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to buy this property. It's dilapidated for $100,000.
Yes.
I'm going to put $50,000 in it.
Make it all pretty.
Make it pretty.
And
I'm going to sell it for $200,000.
Yes.
And back when we first started, we was like, I'm about to make $50,000 on that.
That's right. 50 in my pocket.
We're like, all right, 100 to buy it plus 50 to fix it up equals I'm gonna make $50,000.
Right.
Well,
that's simple, right?
Yes. And then it ends up being no. And so what happens is you buy a house for 100, but you don't have 100,000.
No.
So you got to pay somebody who has money.
That's right.
To partner with you, or a lender to pay them a lot of interest so that you can actually do the deal.
So that costs.
So that's going to cost you.
Yes.
And that's probably going to cost you somewhere around $15,000.
Yeah.
So out of the 50, 15 of it is already going to the hard.
So we're at 35 now.
I'm at 35. And then the realtors, they need to sell it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they need to make some money too.
That's right.
So that's going to cost you somewhere between 10 to 12,000. So let's say 10 just for 10. Easy numbers. So that takes it down to 25,000.
Okay, 25.
Then you got your closing costs.
Oh yeah.
And then also the buyers of the houses in that price range, they always want a bunch of stuff. They want some credits and stuff. So that's going to be at least another $5,000 in just stuff you got to pay.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
So now you're down to $20,000.
Yeah.
And that's if your budget was exactly perfect. And most of the time it's not. And so that's another $10,000. So some usually in that little deal that I thought I was going to make 50, you actually ended up making somewhere around 10, maybe 15.
Yeah, give a take.
And ultimately you probably ended up paying yourself the same amount you would have made if you worked a part-time job. But it's really cool. What's really cool about it is you get to make something that was old and dilapidated look really nice and cool.
And be a very nice home for someone.
Yeah,
so
yeah. And it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, as you get into it, there's a lot of ways where you can make a lot more money by making sure you buy at the right price, and then also making sure you're really smart with the fix-ups, not paying too much for the materials you use, or not paying too much for the people who are fixing it up. And sometimes just because people charge more doesn't mean they do better work. So you need to make sure you know that kind of stuff. But fix and flip is a good strategy for people like me enjoy, because we don't have any money.
And we don't have W-2 jobs.
We don't have jobs. So, we had jobs before.
Yeah.
But if you want to do rental properties, you're going to run out of money. It's no way around it. It's like, look, guess what? The stuff is expensive. Like you go to buy a $200,000 duplex. Okay. Well, where do you get that money from? Well, you probably got to borrow it. How many times are you going to be able to come up with the money to buy this property?
That's so true.
So fix and flip is a good way to raise some money so you can buy some more rental properties. And that's what we like to do. But just know that you're probably not going to make the money you think. So you have to get it at a really good price and then make sure you are prepared to manage that.
For sure.
All right. So this is the strategy we talk about all the time.
Yes.
It's called the BRRRR strategy. I think that came from Bigger Pockets, the podcast. So shout out to Bigger Pockets. Yeah. But we call it the BRRRR strategy. Because that's what we learned is you buy a property, you rehab the property, fix it up, and then you rent it out.
That's right. Find you a good tenant.
And then you refinance it.
That's right.
And that's when you do a refinance, and then you repeat.
Do it again.
And so we've been doing that. That's the only strategy we knew how to do.
It works for us.
Because we wanted to do rental properties and we didn't have any money.
That's right.
And so if you want to do rental properties and you don't have money, you're going to need to borrow some money to do it.
Yeah.
And so we started being the only thing we really got really good at was finding properties that we could buy that needed to be fixed up that we could get for discounted prices.
That's true.
And so we looked for the properties that needed work that hadn't been lived in for a while. Maybe we got them from the auction. Maybe we just bought them, and nobody else wanted them, and they were on the multiple listing service, online where anybody could see them, but we got them for the right price.
Right.
We fixed them up, and then we would refinance the properties after we made them all fresh and nice and new looking.
Fresh and new. That's
so we still do that now.
Oh yeah.
And that's probably the bread and butter of what we do is just buying properties, fixing them up, and then putting refinancing them, or we'll and we still do it. I know interest rates are a little bit higher, but it still works. If you buy it at the right price, it still works. All right, so that's just something y'all should still consider, especially if you're doing affordable housing.
Sure.
And what we like about buying properties that need to be fixed up is you can fix them up right. You can put your plumbing in there, fix all the plumbing. You can make the amenities look right, like the kitchen. You can put a granite countertop in.
Yeah.
You can go in and put the tile in the bathroom, make it look all shiny, like one of the fancy properties.
Yeah.
And so it makes it look nice and new and fresh. You can make the outside right, put a new roof on it, HVAC.
Yeah, and the BRRRR strategy is a good strategy for people who are starting out.
Yeah, really good strategy for people who are starting out, especially if you know how to buy it and get that stuff together. So great strategy.
Yes.
Here's another one. Is Airbnb and short-term rentals.
Oh,
I would recommend this, but I'm gonna tell you, it just depends on your where your location is. At some point, they got a little bit saturated in certain areas, and so you really got to watch out for market saturation.
That's true.
Is because there's so many Airbnbs that you have to have a really special one. It needs to be fresh, unique.
Yes.
You need to have it priced right. You have to know your clientele and be able to create a product that's really going to be special for them.
Yeah.
But if you can do that, Airbnb is a win.
That's right.
Midterm rentals are pretty cool. Like people say, I'm going to rent it to a traveling nurses. Yeah. Well, it ain't so many nurses traveling. It's some. But if everybody thinking the same thing. So just want to make sure that whenever you do those different things, that you really understand who you're renting to and what they want. And if you can do those two things, then you'll be very successful with the VRBO Airbnbs.
For sure.
Wholesaling is really cool.
Yeah.
You know what I like about wholesaling?
What's that?
I think everybody should do wholesaling to some extent. It's like everybody should be able to identify a property that you can put a contract on at the right price.
Yes.
Where there's somebody else would want to buy that contract from you. Like if you'll know you got the right deal negotiated when somebody else would pay you for the deal that you negotiate.
Exactly.
Like that, isn't that really cool?
That is cool.
It's like, man, I'll pay you X amount because you negotiated this deal and then you assign it to somebody else. And so I love that. I think it's a great way to do it. So really usually a win-win because the person selling it, they gets the price that they wanted. You're able to make some money without having to put up a whole bunch of money or do a whole bunch of work.
That is true.
And then the next person is able to get a benefit out of that as well, because then they can finish the property. Me and Joy, we like that strategy, but truth is we like fixing stuff up. So we end up holding stuff.
Yeah.
There's also commercial buildings and things of this nature. Yeah. Whenever you're doing commercial real estate, this are bigger loans. We got to think about scaling. I mean, I wish everybody could put scale in the chat, but it's scale. Just drop scale. At some point, you've been doing the single family, small multifamilies, and now it's time to scale up to bigger units. That's anything over 5 units, like 5 apartments in one building is considered a commercial piece of real estate. And so that's a commercial loan product, different kind of product. And that it requires a a little bit of special underwriting and things of that nature. And so you'll be very excited when you get into that. Then you can buy shopping centers, you can buy dealerships,
commercials,
you can
all
buy
kind of stuff.
A Walmart building and rent it to Walmart. What if your tenant was Kroger?
Right.
Come on, how cool is that?
On,
that's how you get the scale. Like, there's some really cool stuff you can do in real estate. Did you know that you can take some of your money and you can invest it into oil fields, and that's a real estate investment?
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I ain't heard of it before.
Heck yeah. You see, you're getting educated. Did you
Learn
know
something new every day?
that you can do a 1031 exchange, and you can take some of your money from your single family homes and you can buy a piece of an oil field, long-term lease on the oil field, and they actually trade that, and so they get really good returns, and you can invest in an oil field investment.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool, really, really cool, and you still get the same tax advantages, and you don't deal with any tenants, and you don't have to deal with any contractors, and you don't have to deal with any a whole bunch of stuff, banks, because that's really more of a cash transaction. Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot of really phenomenal stuff you can do in real estate investing, specifically rental real estate. But you want to tap into some people who can help you to grow in that space, and we would love to help you to be able to grow. We encourage you to join Master Builders Academy.
That's right.
And be a part of that institution. But then also you can reach out to us and we'll link you up. We just like to help people to win, honestly.
Yeah.
So text us at 502-632-3005. We'll see how we can point you in the right direction. And get you set up for success.
That's right.
We do have some major announcements we're going to be making real soon about Wealthy Marriage Wednesday, because we want you to build generational wealth with your family.
Absolutely.
In a very special way.
Yes.
And so we have some very exciting news for you that's coming up in the next few weeks. But until then, just know that it's always
so much
better
together.
Bye-bye.
Bye.